The funny one. Hi everyone.
Hey.
I'm Georgia and this is the incredible, amazing EJ Love.
Hey guys.
EJ is in Perth visiting at the moment and will be returning in November to do an amazing full weekend workshop called The Art of Loving Men. She's travelling around with this incredible international tour and lucky Perth gets to have a little taste of this. So EJ, do you want to tell us a bit about what's the Art of Loving Men about?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, I want to say hey to everyone in Perth. I love the city, and I used to live in Perth and lived in Mandurah for a little while. So I started doing the Art of Loving Men last year in Queensland, which is where I'm based, but I spent a lot of time in Bali. And I realized that so many women were craving to really understand men more and to also be able to shift perceptions, stories, resentments, blocks that may be in the way of actually seeing men for who they truly are and actually being able to see them through the eyes of love. And then actually coming at them in a way like, well, that's not kind of the right words, actually being in a space with them that actually helps a man to really step into his vulnerability and his masculinity. So often I find that women are trying to, like, wanting a man to step up or wanting him to act a certain way or wanting to change him, and coming from this place will usually put a man into like a space of resistance. And so there's different ways that when we learn that men are so different and how they're wired differently to us, that can really open a man up, and it's really, really beautiful to see that, and to have held space for the last 8 years of my life with thousands of men, learning about men and then studying them and researching them and being obsessive about learning everything I could about men. And so to now pass this knowledge on and share that with other women is just such an honor. And I co-facilitate this with Kleinerman. He works with a lot of men. He does like leadership and masculinity coaching and Tantra and sacred sexuality. And he travels around the world doing this work as well. So we co-facilitate this workshop now together. I originally did it by myself, but now it's more developed. And love bringing in his pieces too to share about, particularly around masculine energy and our inner masculine, which is really, really core into actually stepping into our feminine power, is really evolving our inner masculine energy. Yeah, so that's a lot of the work that we do through different like embodiment, conscious emotional release work, conscious relating practices. And on day 2, we actually bring men in to connect with and do these beautiful, powerful rituals that can be very, very deeply healing to shift a lot of stuff between men and women as well. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds incredible. And yeah, what amazing work. So what was your biggest inspiration for creating this?
Yeah, so for me in my journey, had a lot of the same shit happen with men over and over. If you're feeling me, let me know on that one. And had these patterns, and I had these perceptions of men being a certain way and not showing up for me and lying to me, or like just not doing the things that they said they would do, their actions not aligning with their words, and having these perceptions of men that were actually quite disempowering. And I went on this deep, deep healing journey to heal a lot of my own wounds, particularly around men, but a lot around like not loving myself. And in this journey, going to different workshops and reading different books, I started to really dive into like I need to understand men. I need to see what men are really like, because there's something going on here that I'm not seeing. Like there's something, and I can't understand it. And so one of the first books that I read was The Queen's Code by Alison Armstrong, that really, really, and I highly recommend every person reads it, men and women, that completely shifted how I see men. You've read that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how good is it?
It's great.
Oh my God. And completely, I was just like, oh my God, I've been blind my whole life to what men are really like. Like, how come, like, I haven't seen this before? Like, how come the planet doesn't know this? Why don't people know? Like, it was like this big secret that I had, like, and even like I'd already been working with men, and then everything was starting to add up, and why men in my sessions acted a certain way. And I realized I'd been emasculating men like my whole life, and having no idea that's what I was doing, and realizing that it was simply because I didn't really feel safe, and I didn't feel safe being a woman. I didn't feel safe being in my feminine, and so it was even like becoming more masculine, and then emasculating men in the process, expecting them to be more like me when really they're being a man, which is not like me at all. So, so that was kind of a piece. And then what I also noticed was that, because I was doing Tantra at the time, doing a lot of Tantra massage for men, and then creating different rituals as well, different tantric rituals, and like I started to like really like get to know men and get to like dig into like, you know, what they desire and what they're really missing and what they long for and what their vulnerabilities are. And I started to see all this stuff come up in my sessions, and you know, really dropped into so much compassion. And I was like, oh my God, men are just really longing to be loved just like us. And so I started to provide these spaces where I would actually help open men's hearts. And it was just so beautiful. And so I felt like I wanted to just teach more of this. And I had a lot of women, particularly women that work in the sex industry. Once I came out publicly about having been an escort, and transitioning, because I did an interview on the morning show about transitioning from escort to relationship coach and sexual healer, and I had a lot of women in the sex industry reach out to me to be like, this is the work I want to do, because I see how much pain men are in that come to me, and I want to help men open up, and I want to like help men to heal, and I want to get into tantric, and I want to sexually heal myself, and I want to feel safe with men, and I want to like learn to love men again. And you know, a lot of women I work with have been abused. I've experienced abuse on a lot of different levels, which is why I need to heal a lot of my wounds around the resentments I had around men. And yeah, I feel like there was a really long answer, but I get really passionate about this stuff. So that's where the inspiration came from, and also really wanting to bridge the gap, the separation that there is between men and women, and so that we can see each other soul to soul, heart to heart, and through the eyes of love, where we can see it and each other and celebrate our differences, instead of getting out of the right, wrong, good, bad paradigm and into the how can I see you through the eyes of love, and how can I see myself through the eyes of love. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I feel like that was a lot, but yeah.
No, it's good. Thank you for sharing your passion and everything that you've learned in this huge journey you've been on. Yeah. And if anyone has any more questions, we'll post the link to the event in the comments. You can contact myself. I'll be hosting the event. If you have any questions or any that you would like EJ to answer specifically, then you can contact her. And you know, this has been a huge part of my life as well, the last 2 years, healing a lot of stuff around basically hating men, really, and getting to that point where I can actually look a man in the eyes and just be like, just blown away by how much love I have for men, and just feeling so grateful. And it's completely changed so much for my own relationship to myself, to my father, to my brothers, to my male friends, to men that I meet everywhere. And it's just been, I feel emotional talking about it. It's such a gift. So, you know, I would recommend this to any woman for your sake, for your partner's sake, for your son's sake, for your brother's sake, for your father's sake. You know, like, let's get together and end the gender wars, and just learn to have this beautiful, heartfelt respect and love and appreciation for each other, where we're not really educated how to understand and honor the differences that inherently are there between men and women, and really seeing each other eye to eye from a space of love. So the workshop will be on the 17th and 18th of November. And do you want to add anything else?
Yeah, I'd love to actually. There's a couple of things that from your beautiful sharing that really came through, is that I feel like this is a kind of workshop that you go away and you never see men the same again. And it is kind of like what I said before. It's like, how come I didn't know this stuff? And I've been walking around blind. And now when I see men doing things that used to frustrate me or I'd have a judgment on, now it's something that I can smile about and be like, oh, I know why he's doing that now. And it actually becomes something truly beautiful and something that I can celebrate. And sometimes there might be a frustration, and then I catch myself and I'm like, oh, that's why he's doing that, because this is the way he's wired, this is the way he thinks. And what he's doing is actually coming from this place of usually wanting to provide, or part of his purpose, or wanting to make me happy, and I can't even see it, right? And I actually I'm going to share a little experience, a brief thing that happened. And this is really, really common with my male clients. So common. And it happened with one of my clients today, who said was that all I'm doing is working in my purpose to make my wife happy. And basically that's what he said. And so many times what I see is that men are just really so often wanting to make their woman happy. And if it's not the same way that a woman wants to be shown love, she might not even see that. And then may put more expectations and not necessarily appreciate him for what he's doing. And then that builds resentment. And the thing about what gives men energy is appreciation. So if I can give you guys one takeaway today, is with men, appreciation is absolutely key, because it actually gives men energy and it makes them want to keep doing the things that they're doing that you're appreciating them for. It's so key. So I really go away with that. We're going to actually practice this at the event. We're going to have men coming into the space where you're going to get to practice these different tools, and then hear from the men how that was for them. How did it make them feel? What did it make them want to do? So you can actually, because it's all well and good that I can sit here and tell you this stuff, but to have an experience where a man then shares with you what that was like for him to receive the way you're showing up, because men are always responding to us, and the way he responds, and know that you can like kind of affect that is really powerful. And so also I want to speak to the men watching this, is that we ask men to come in and volunteer on day 2 in the afternoon. However, if you're a woman that has a partner, you'll be able to invite a partner or a friend, but then we usually have a series of women who don't have someone that they're bringing. So we like to have a set of men who are available as volunteers who would like to be. As part of these rituals, we do a group worship ritual where we really honor and love men through different practices. And then we do a ritual where we're connecting in partner style and moving around and doing different practices. And then there's a beautiful, beautiful, powerful, extremely powerful ritual at the end, which is about apologies to the divine masculine. And this is actually a really big collective piece that can be quite deeply healing, to ripple out effect to the people that aren't there in the space. And it's really beautiful. So yeah, I think we're just going to put the link in the comments. Yeah, amazing. Did you want to add anything? I can tell I love this stuff, right? I'm like, let's just teach the whole workshop now.
No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
We can do I'll be doing little posts and things in the event, so keep an eye on that for any little updates, or feel free to ask questions in there. Yeah. And at least you get the essence of it. And if this excites you or inspires you or resonates or scares the hell out of you, you're especially the one that should come. But it's going to be an amazing, powerful weekend, and I would recommend it to anyone. So thank you all for watching, and yeah, I would love to hear what you think as well. Feel free to comment on this and ask questions, or let us know your thoughts.
Just the one more thing. Early bird is available till the 1st of October, and there's also a payment plan option. So so have a look at that's all on the event file, or give Georgia a message and she'll send you the information. I think that's it.
Cool. So thanks, EJ. Thanks everyone for watching, and here's to loving men.
Yes. Woo.
Cheers to that.
Bye.
Bye. Is that